how lucky am I? Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Ride the coattails of geniuses.
Of course.
Are we on?
Please say we're on.
We're on. Here, let's kick this thing off. Hi, it's The Loop. I'm Brett.
I'm Katie, and we're brought to you by Rack the Planet and Moo Boots.
We're sitting down with the brains, the actors, the directors of Hudson Falls, episodic. Tell us about it, guys.
No.
Okay, we're out of here. Let's go get coffee.
Well, yeah, it's a mystery show in the sort of classic private eye 70s detective thing. And it's an episodic, and I got to work with these two brilliant actors, and Jessica Hecht and William Sadler and Bobby Burke, and we're so excited to be here. Yeah.
Well, talk to us about how this whole thing came together and how you got these actors.
Yeah, well,
Not money.
Yeah, it was.
Sadly,
it was a lot of money. So we shot this the first week we were allowed to begin production after COVID happened. So the way you get great actors is you know that nobody's working then, so they can't tell you I have other things that I'm doing. So so it actually stemmed just from a lot of people were making a lot of projects that were like Zoom and things like that, but I'd love to make things. And so I decided to write a pilot. I got my buddies together, and
The whole thing was an experience.
Yeah.
and so because we didn't know what was going on and we didn't really understand the virus, the only way we thought we could do this safely and have people trust us is to literally use no crew. It was me, my DP friend, a sound guy, and us. They did their own makeup, their wardrobe. So it was, but for me, I thought it really made the performances just so real and fun and organic because it was like we're just like playing.
A bit old school, almost like going all the way back to like high school and shooting something.
Yeah.
Well, it really was. Like,
skeleton.
I mean, they shot it on the camera, which you guys were holding, and one of the directions one time we had a cross, and they go, "That was great. Slow it down because we're having trouble focusing." Okay, usually you have what's called the focus puller, and so you can move whatever you want, and you rehearse, and the focus puller knows what he has to do. This is just walk slower because we have to.
Yeah.
We got.
Chiké, what about for you? How did you come to the project, and tell us about your character and everything?
So same. It was just Elias. He had this brilliant brainchild that came out, and we were, like we say, we were all in New York. It was COVID, and another thing to add to the COVID story is we weren't allowed to be close to each other on set. William Sadler, this wonderful actor, I had one of my scenes with him, and we had to be 6 feet apart. And anytime anyone got any closer, it was a problem.
I didn't adhere to that. I just didn't. I'm making a movie. It's you
I
commit
appreciate
yourself
that.
to a movie.
Right. I
It's
sadly
what you
did not
are.
have that experience because William was very, very.
He was very scared.
Yeah.
He was properly scared.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Well, we all didn't, and I just threw caution to the wind.
And and honestly, for me, it's one of those things. You get to work with great actors like Richard and William. Yeah, you're going to say yes. It was also though New York in July. It was 110 degrees. It was so.
You don't
hot.
want to get close to people in that situation anyway.
But like, I was doing my makeup in my car, just sweating, and so it was tough.
And I hadn't seen the film because I don't like to watch my own stuff, and I saw it yesterday because we were there, and was I captive? No, but I stayed. I wasn't happy about it, but I'm looking at myself, and I'm a bit of a schlumpy guy. Thank God I did my own makeup because I didn't do any makeup, and I look schlumpy. I mean, you know how you have to have a hair. They don't want a wisp of hair in the. I got wisps of hair all over the place. It was.
Well, let's talk about Mammoth Film Festival specifically. I mean, Elias, you're a vet here. Why bring this project here and screen it here
Well,
at Mammoth?
they said yes. So much like my wife, that's why I'm married. This is a really special place because we all get to come out and spend time with one another, and we really do watch each other's projects, and we support each other, and it's a really fun. I mean, we did a road trip up here, and then we spent the whole day together, and we met filmmakers, and it's just a fun. Like, this is kind of why we do this.
What's a road trip like with Chiké and Richard?
Oh, it is the most.
And
fun.
another guy, Josh Burrow,
Okay.
actor.
Who has the best stories, right? He was Captain Morgan and the Captain Morgan ads, and he just regaled us with this.
And I tell you as well, we were trying to make our time to get here. We get pulled over by the police. It helps if you have Richard Kind in the car, because the police officer said something like, well, I just want to get you guys there safely. You bring a lot of joy to the world. And I was like, that's the nicest interaction I've ever had with a police officer.
Yeah, it's amazing.
it was a really lovely moment.
And that's when I knew he never saw their work.
Yeah, you got to watch out. Those small towns, the speed limit just plummets.
It plummets. It actually does.
It goes from
On
70 to like 30 miles.
You're right.
They gotta make their bills somehow.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't make it from us, thankfully,
No,
because
he was really nice.
he was
That was
wonderful.
wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful.
Let's talk about seeing it with an audience. How about seeing your work up there with an actual audience in the theater?
You know, that's like a great question because this is an episodic. It's made for TV, so you normally don't get to watch it. And for me, it's great because I really get a sense of the energy. So you know when things are playing good and not, and you almost want to like re-edit and tweak things. And I think it's a really essential part of the creative process. And it's also why you do it for, to like give, to experience a story with others is just so special. So.
Yeah.
And you get to understand as well, being in those spaces, like being in theatre, you have like, you can understand when people are listening, when they're really dialed into something, when they're really like gripped by something. And that's been really nice because it is a mystery show. You're following this story. We pack a lot into a very short period of time.
Dense. It is. You are not spoon-fed with this show.
And I really love that about this show.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I read the script, this first scene of the movie, which you got to know that sometimes, believe it or not, you know that you have to say a line like it's the first line of a movie, and that was not the first line of the movie. You took the second scene, put it first, and then that was, and then you go to not a flashback, but when the story starts. So you really are not, it really is not linear. You are taking, the third day, then the first day, then comes the fifth day. And that's, in any mystery, you got to put the clues and the pieces together. Yeah. It's not that hard, and it certainly is explained. I also think the derivation of how you came about this in a couple of ways is so interesting, meaning the movie that you guys made the year before was from a grant.
Yes, right.
And I think it's fascinating. The grant was to do an episodic TV show that was science-based.
Cool.
And it is cool. And they really did a phenomenal job about, it was in the Congo, where did it, in the Congo, and about medicine and nurses and bringing help to the Congo. It was very good. And they said a little too scientific.
Right, yeah.
So write something else.
Yeah.
But make it not so scientific. So this is all about food bioengineering,
Right, yeah.
okay? So how interesting. But then they said, I don't know why
Yeah.
you took
We split ways for creative reasons.
for creative reasons. But he kept that in. So when this thing ends, you sort of want to see what the seventh episode is, what maybe, what's going to happen. Because there are such loose threads, like a murder, like what the hell are they talking about bioengineering for? And this woman was a professor there, or new secrets. So I don't know word one about what happens in episode 2. And so although it ends interestingly, you're going, well, come on, let me see something.
Well, what is next for the project?
Well, we're shopping it around, and Rich is right. It's hard because it's a mystery show, so you can't really give away too much. But I mean, it's done really well. We played in Cannes. We've traveled with it. We have these amazing actors. So I think we'll get some more shows. Cool.
And the origin of his idea, and especially with me, was we were talking about our admiration of the movie Chinatown.
Yeah.
And such a great movie. And so he thought, well, let's do a detective movie. And in that, it was not scientific, it was government secrets, that they were usurping the water and dredging it out into the ocean, fresh water, and there was crime going on. This is on the same level, that something's going on, rich people are in charge, something has to be done. And I'm Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, but that is like the one thing that audiences, I think, connect to in such an amazing way, is Rich as a private eye. Like, you just want to see him solving mysteries every week in your home. And I think that's, a big selling point.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do what I do without having the most talented, dedicated, great people around you. And
They will take a very low patron.
And do their own hair and makeup.
no, but like I can't, whatever I do, I learn from them, and I hope, we're here again next year.
He really, I'm going to say it, and I sometimes say it out loud. He knows that he always has a vision, and you really want to defer to his vision. You might have issues with some of the things and how he wants to get there, but he does not want big money. He wants to make his show, and that doesn't always include big money. Wouldn't it be great if it did? But sometimes it's not great if it does. Ergo, the Mammoth Film Festival.
I was just about to say, yeah, no, but it's great to be at festivals like this that champion independent work, because it's wonderful to tell stories on a big scale, but it's so great to get a singular vision. And you're lucky if you get a White Lotus on TV, which is a very singular vision, which is a great show. But it's more often in the independent world where you get a great filmmaker like Elias who gets to just tell his story from beginning to end without much interference, and then allows us to do what we do, and I enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we look forward to seeing it and seeing what the future holds for it. Of course, I think we're going to go downstairs and pass out some shoes, some boots, do some random acts of Richard kindness.
That's very nice.
You did it.
In the
Very
village.
nice.
Boom, boom.
Very nice. Never heard that before.
For Hudson Falls, I'm Katie,
And I'm Brett.
and that's The Loop.